Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for another Social Sports Bad podcast. Week one is slowly in the books. We have one more game left, and we are going to talk about football. I am Ricky, and alongside me, as always, is Ben and Justin. We also have a couple more guys this week, so please welcome Tyler and Tim to the podcast, everybody. And
Yeah.
all right. So, on tap for today, we are going to talk about the observations on week one, the things that we've seen, the things that we would like to see more of, and things we don't want to see any more of. We're also going to preview a little bit on the Seattle and Denver game that takes place on Monday night to wrap up our week one. And we're also going to talk about the Thursday night game starts week two between the Chargers and the Chiefs.
That's going to be a good game.
It's going to be a good game.
Hopefully,
But,
it's not a blowout like what the Bills happened on Thursday.
Oh, yeah.
You never know. But before we get into anything big and discussion wise, basically week one, the Sunday games came on the 21st anniversary of 9/11. 9/11, as everybody is aware, is one of the most heinous acts that happened in most of our lives. Uh, as always, never forget the lives that were lost on that day, and the sacrifices that they made, and the sacrifices that were made by our troops overseas. Always, thank you to our military. Always, and let's talk about some football.
Well said.
All right.
Well said.
So, let's start with week one, the opening game, the Rams and the Bills. That wonderful blowout.
Beautiful blowout, actually.
Yeah. So, the question I have about that game is, did you guys see that more as the Bills' dominance or a problem with the Rams?
I see 50-50. I see the Bills are definitely going to be a team to fight with this year, but also like I said, actually, if you think about it, other than probably the Patriots, how have you seen every single team who's won the Super Bowl the next year just disappear and suck?
Honestly, I don't agree with what Tyler says. I don't really see a problem with the Rams. I see them kind of bouncing back and think it was the thing of the raising the Super Bowl banner, and I think it was just probably a little overwhelming.
Heebie-jeebies. The heebie-jeebies.
Yeah. I mean, it seems like they had a little bit of nerves. I think they'll be fine. I'm not worried about
I
them.
think they'll be fine too, but I don't think they're gonna repeat. That's just how I feel. I don't think they're gonna.
No,
repeat.
I don't think so either. But I think the Bills do look very scary, and it was.
I do agree there. Yes, the Bills do look very scary. I
think they'll still.
I mean, they got a new offensive coordinator,
win.
so they looked a lot better than they.
Well,
have.
yeah. The Giants have your old offensive coordinator as head coach.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, like with the game, a lot of people are going to overreact. There's a lot of problems. Cam Akers running for absolutely 0 yards. Allen Robinson having like one catch, and just the injury status with Matthew Stafford. I really think that this game, in a way, Sean McVay threw it. And I'm not saying it as like he intentionally threw it, but he came up. I believe that he came up with a game plan to make sure that his players stayed healthy. As everybody knows, is coming off of his injury from last year. Matt Stafford was having his injury. They didn't have Van Jefferson in the lineup.
Right,
honestly, the Rams really didn't look the same without Von Miller. I think that was a big loss for the Rams too. I mean, Aaron
Their
Donald
defense is missing a big
Aaron
hole.
Donald never looked the same. Leonard Floyd never looked the same. The defense just didn't look the same.
I mean, but then again, you also got the Buffalo Bills offense. That
Oh yeah,
the Buffalo Bills, in my opinion, the roster this year is absolutely the most talented
Yeah.
team that I have ever seen as a Bills fan.
but being biased, you got to. I see the Bills as dominating the Rams, but I also see potential problems because it could have gone a different way. They turned the ball over 4 times, a fumble, few Josh Allen interceptions. It could have gone a whole different kind of way.
Yeah, that's especially if their offense was playing a lot. If the Rams' offense was
Right.
playing
I
to
mean,
the top.
the fact that it
But-
could have been 40-10 ended up being 31-10. The 4 turnovers could potentially be a problem down the road.
Well, that's why you have that good defense to back up
Right.
those numbers.
Right.
Yeah.
I see a big problem with that is the fact that that's a big problem that I think honestly, I mean, they can fix it easily. Don't worry, I believe that.
Oh yeah,
But it's going to be a
they'll-
problem. It's definitely the inconsistency. I saw a lot of, even though it was a high scoring game, I still saw a lot of inconsistency from Allen.
Yeah.
Well, to kind of like piggyback off of you, Justin, the Bills, they scored 31 points with 4 turnovers.
Right. And that
All right.
was
So, could you
Right.
imagine, just stemming back, even back to the New England game in the playoffs last year.
yeah.
The Bills have been so smooth when it comes to their offense.
Well,
Right.
that and I don't want to interrupt you, but Brian Dable was a terrible offensive coordinator when the Bills had him. He
He wasn't terrible. He just didn't get a chance to show what he really could do.
bold statement, man.
Buffalo would get up in position, really, Dable would let off the gas. So what I think was the
gas
difference
is a
with
good thing about it.
I mean,
with,
yeah. If
with
I have the
Dorsey
option of
being up
letting
in
off
the
the
offensive
gas,
coordinator, they stepped on the gas. They didn't let up. So
I think that was more Josh Allen than anything else. I think you're
Yeah,
referring
that
to
was
that
Josh.
But Josh Allen
that
has
run
gotta
that
stop
Josh Allen
running.
had in the fourth quarter. Yeah, with the game pretty much away.
I mean, he really
Uh,
needs to stop running.
Leading Wilson.
Sometimes he needs to get out of bounds. He was running a lot more than he should have been.
I
I
gotta
mean, yeah,
hate
it's
to
a long
break it to you
season.
guys.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I do hate to break it
Um,
to you guys, but this is a little bit older news. But breaking news: Cowboys quarterback Dak Prescott to miss multiple games after suffering a hand injury in Week 1.
Oh yeah, dude. Well,
It's very crazy. That's very crazy.
jump the gun on that one.
I just
but
read
yeah.
it popped up on my phone. That's why I said it.
Back to the Rams. I see. Okay, if they get blown out in the next 3 or 4 games, then I will worry about them. But I'm not going to worry about it. I think they'll bounce back in week 2.
I'm-
Off them.
Every team is different in week 1 than they are in week
Oh, yeah.
19. So
I mean, week 1
um,
doesn't define what your season's going to be. I mean, it's a good precursor, but it doesn't define it.
I mean, and especially with the shortened preseason, basically the first 2 or 3 games are pretty much just preseason games that count.
I don't know why they got rid of the 4th preseason game. I don't agree with them getting rid
because
of
they
the
had
4th one
another
either.
game.
But
I'm sorry, but these are also human beings, and
Yeah, true.
you can't expect them, these athletes to play at a high level in up to 30 weeks a year.
oh yeah, oh true.
So and especially with only a roster of 53 players.
true.
All right,
Yeah,
so
maybe it makes sense.
I mean, they did it. They do a lot of things. The NFL doesn't make many poor decisions, but when they make
Not
poor
really.
decisions, we definitely do criticize them on it.
Mhm.
But a lot of the decisions that they do make is in basically protecting the players,
which is a good thing.
always. The safety in any workplace is great, especially when these teams are investing millions of dollars for
yeah.
somebody that can be hurt.
Oh,
Definitely take it. So yeah. So anything else? Anybody want to say about the Bills Rams before we jump into Sunday games?
I think the last time the Bills did good was like maybe Jim Kelly was like phenomenal quarterback back then. That's the last time the Bills did good back when Jim
It's
Kelly
been
was there.
20. It's been about 30, 35 years at least.
Yeah.
About 20
Or no,
years.
Yeah,
Well,
but
about
the
20,
last
actually.
couple, 3-4 years,
Mid-90s.
they've been not too bad.
I mean, the Bills were good in their late 2000s, but then they fell off again.
Yeah, and then, well,
I
they
mean,
need a
the
better.
Bills have always had
they need a better
spurts.
coach and a better quarterback.
The
I think.
Bills are streaky. They're good for a few sets of years, and then they're terrible. And then
Yeah.
I think they've been good for the last 5 years. They're gonna own the AFC East for a while.
Well, it's been since Brady's left. They've kind of took over the AFC East. I mean,
Well, yeah, the Pats can't find a quarterback, and I actually think Mac Jones is good, but
I mean, he can be. He's got potential to be good.
Yep.
I don't know if he's superstar material, but he has potential to be good.
So you're saying good but not great.
I don't know.
Okay.
We'll
All
get
right,
into them. We'll get into them.
Let's move on to Sunday's games. 'cause
Let's
I
go
have
into Sunday games. I mean, we're not gonna go like, oh yeah, we're gonna break down each game. But
What
gonna
were the
just like
surprising
go
games
around
to
to
you guys?
everybody and what shocked you about today's games? Like, was there
Well,
anything that really stood out for
The
you?
Giants beating the Titans.
Yeah.
Is it really a shocker though?
That
I
is
don't know.
that is a
I mean, the
shocker.
Titans are terrible. I mean, the Titans are falling off. But the most surprising, honestly, was the Vikings kicking the crap out
Yeah,
of the
I
Packers.
mean, that's my second shocker right there.
Here's-
Like, definitely.
Here's what I
My
have to say about
shocker is the Bears.
Yeah, I do
I
agree
mean,
there.
any loyal listener of our podcast will know that the Bears are my pick for the tank team of the season. They are my number one draft
Did they
pick
lose today?
choice.
Did they lose?
They beat the 49ers.
Well,
just-
do you
Well,
really
was
blame
it-
them? It was
is that
pouring
really,
down.
like,
It was
really
pouring
anything
down
major?
right in Chicago.
Chicago.
again,
No,
it's
surprised me. What's also surprised me was how bad the tie game in Indianapolis.
Or the Cincinnati Pittsburgh game where the kickers couldn't kick nothing.
Well,
that
too.
That
That
was
was hilarious.
wild.
That was
I mean,
hilarious.
if you want to
Boswell
go
misses
kind
one.
of
McPherson misses one.
Well,
Holy
No, the
holy-
I mean, there
Cleveland
were
game.
three. So not only was like Pittsburgh and Cincinnati, Indianapolis and Houston, also New Orleans and Atlanta. Those were three games. Like Atlanta jumped out to a nice early lead.
Cordell Patterson was on my fantasy bench, and that was stupid.
Hey, it happens. I mean, I had Gabe Davis on one of my leagues, but hey,
Even the Cleveland and Carolina game was like back to back forward. Like
Oh,
I mean, that was a
another
good game.
cool one.
A good game in terms of back and forth.
Yeah,
and things
Baker
like
did
that,
not
so.
play well for Carolina at all.
Here was a good one. There was another one that shocked me. Is the fact that the Giants kept Derrick Henry under 100 yards.
Hey, that's how you beat Tennessee right now. Because
For sure.
if you
I don't know.
eliminate Henry from the situation, you force the
Oh.
Tennessee Titans to throw
I wish-
with Tannehill.
I wish we could
So-
show highlights because Derrick Henry got laid out in that game.
Oh yeah, he actually ran into himself.
No, he ran into one of my better defenders, and he got.
Well, the Tennessee Titans are not that good. They've
They're
lost
they're
a lot
good.
they've lost
They're-
a lot of offensive pieces.
Julio Jones,
AJ Brown went off with Philadelphia. He went off with
Julio Jones
Philadelphia
didn't
today.
do anything.
Jalen Hurts is. I think he's going to be a NFC lead.
Did
the
you see
Eagles to the
AJ Brown
NFC.
from Philadelphia go off today? He used to be in
I
Tennessee.
personally, speaking of Philadelphia, I personally think the Eagles are going to win the NFC East this year, and I'm a Giants fan.
I mean, they were a lot closer to the Lions than they should have been. The
The
Bull,
Lions are actually a solid team. They just need
they're not really.
We'll see what happens next week. The Commanders come into town.
the Carson Wentz actually had a hell of a game too as well.
Yeah, Carson Wentz looked good minus the 2 turnovers, but I mean, he
3.
bounced. No, he only threw 2 interceptions.
Yeah, only 2 interceptions. Nobody picked him up in my fantasy, which
Dallas
is
scored
interesting. He
3
scored
points
30
in the
points,
Buccaneers
Or 3.
game.
I thought I saw 3.
That's crazy.
Well, I want to get back to the Green Bay game because that was also my game of the week that I was shocked about. And what they were lacking is a little bit of energy. So to give a little snub to our drink sponsor, W Energy, you guys can check them out in the link below.
But is the
We have a promo.
Packers Packers Viking game really that shocking? I mean,
It's the Vikings beating the crap out of the Packers though, and then we already do
Packers are
associate the
not
Packers
that,
are being
the
good.
Packers are not that good.
You're right,
Okay.
but still,
I mean,
They are going to get good. So
It's only week-
just
like I said,
like with
it's
the
only week
Rams,
one.
it's week 1, and Aaron Rodgers has like
Can only go
85
from up.
rookies to throw to. You know, so
true.
Yeah, but
Devontae Adams is.
I mean,
in Las
Devontae
Vegas,
Adams
so
went
we're-
off.
didn't Lazard got hurt too during the game, right?
what was that?
I said Lazard got hurt during the game, so he had basically one last target to throw to because Lazard got hurt. So
Oh, someone got hurt.
yeah, someone got hurt in the Green Bay offense. I think Lazard got hurt.
I don't know.
I don't think it
No,
was a
what-
receiver.
No,
I know Aaron Rodgers. He got hurt and was like
not as
had some
effective.
soreness in his neck. But I mean, like seriously, Green Bay's offense was definitely ineffective all game. They were about as bad as the Dallas
What's
offense.
that?
Well,
Um,
Dallas just lost Dak Prescott, so
Yeah.
even
although Dak Prescott was
even
not that good either
before
way.
Dak. Seriously, Dak was throwing the ball
Hello?
like he was a stormtrooper.
Yeah, I saw that. That was terrible.
Like it
Wow.
was JV level, the kind
Yeah.
of quarterback
I
play
would
that he was doing.
I was thinking more
Interesting.
7th and 8th grade football wise.
No, they would just run the ball.
Yeah. Game that shocked me was this week was the Chargers and Raiders. That was like a phenomenal game. Like
That was
Justin
a good
Herbert-
game. That was a
Justin
really
Herbert, like,
good game.
once all his heart echo went out. Allen, yeah, they have a lot of good people on the team.
Keenan Allen had a hell of a game.
Yeah,
But
No, but in all
Also,
seriousness, no. Back to the
the
Giants game,
Raiders
though.
and the Chargers, though, like on that is that they only scored 43 points. Like that was an over game for me.
No, the funny part is
Or 43 points.
No, they scored combined
Total.
43 points. Like I totally expected 50, 60 point.
so what
Combined
happened.
range.
So funny. The funny thing is, you guys know Stephen A. from ESPN.
Oh yeah,
Stephen A. Smith.
he screams.
No. The guy, he predicted. He predicted the Chargers to score the most points tonight
Oh,
Was
of everybody.
out of anybody in the AFC West.
Did he? Did they?
Nope.
No.
Kansas
The
City
Chiefs
scored
did.
44. Like yeah.
The
Oh,
good
yeah.
again is that's the Cardinals. They're terrible.
Yeah.
but
But I did-
Kyler Murray did actually didn't give in the second half. So
Kyler Murray, I think it was like an injured or a minor injury, and they were trying to keep him healthy.
Well, they didn't have
Oh.
DeAndre Hopkins either there.
DeAndre Hopkins, really though, has he really been effective since he left Houston? though?
Nah.
Yeah,
not
DeAndre
really.
Hopkins
Not
is
really.
one of the most sure-handed receivers in the NFL.
Caught a Hail Mary against Buffalo. I was pissed about that.
I would say, isn't Zach Ertz didn't have a good game either?
Zach Ertz has been declining.
Zach Ertz
for a
was
while.
injured. Yeah, isn't going to be 100% in today's game. Arizona didn't have J.J. Watt either.
That's true. I forgot
so,
about that.
Again, it's one of those
And they were
like
playing
Arizona,
Kansas
Kansas City this week. it would have been a whole different game. Like say it was like week 13. Just like if if the Bills and the Rams played on week 13. Just
It definitely totally be different.
yeah.
I definitely kind of want to break down a little bit of the Giants game because Saquon Barkley had a hell of a game.
Yeah, that is. You can definitely. That's a shocker.
Like I said, I've been saying this for a while. If Saquon Barkley's healthy, he's easily top 5 running backs. In the
Well,
league,
certainly Daniel
easily.
Jones didn't help them.
Daniel
No.
Daniel Jones went 17 for 21 and 188 yards, 2 touchdowns
did
and
he?
an interception.
Oh, that's not bad then. But yeah,
Yeah,
Barkley had
Saquon went off.
18 rushes for 164 yards and a touchdown.
Which is what the Giants actually need.
But Chip had
Sterling
a good
Shepard,
catch.
Kenny Galladay. Kenny
We'll see how
Galladay wasn't
Dable
much.
does as head coach.
Sterling Shepard had two receptions for 71 yards.
And they kept Derrick Henry under 100
That
yards.
is true.
So that was
this
very
is
helpful.
the game I kind of wanted to analyze because this was actually, even from a Giants fan, that surprised me.
Yeah, I was surprised they beat Tennessee.
I wasn't expecting it, honestly, with how bad
I
they were
don't
playing.
think anybody was.
Well, there was a
with how
lot
bad-
of
with-
there was a
with
lot
how
of
many-
upsets in NFL
With the Giants
today.
offense, the offensive line letting up 3 sacks in the first half.
I mean, if you look at the way
Nothing.
Tennessee has lost a lot of their offensive production, you kind of don't. You expect Tennessee not to do that well.
Tennessee, I don't think the Giants are going to do too great this season, but I think they can go 9-8 and make the playoffs. I don't know if they're going to make a. I don't think they're going to make a run like they did in 2011, but I think they can be solid and make the playoffs.
Well, you know what?
It's the NFC East. Not
Not to
lie.
get off the Giant subject, we can go back to that in a second. But if Seattle loses tomorrow,
every single team,
every
in the
NFC West team is going to lose.
Why? Why'd you say that?
Because they did.
Every team is lost in that division, so everybody will be
Oh,
over.
the NFC
Chargers.
West.
But Chargers won today, so
Chargers are AFC West, not NFC.
oh,
I'm
Yeah.
talking about the Cardinals, the 49ers, and the Rams.
The Fort
Yeah.
Grant. Oh, yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
They did. All of them lost. So what is the NFC West becoming the NFC least?
Yeah, yeah. That's
It's
usually
only
what it is.
That's usually how it starts. That's how the funny part is how last year started. Every single NFC East team started out 0-1.
Yeah, that division's not that great now.
The NFC East is actually a solid division. You just guys,
Actually,
a lot of people.
I was actually happy for the Giants to actually beat Tennessee today, so that was good. At least to know they're beatable
First post 500 record since 2017.
for the Giants.
Yeah. We
Yeah,
haven't had
I mean,
we haven't had a winning record since 2015.
I mean, that's a good statement. Win, got to keep it going though.
Our best season in the last 7 years is 2015 or no 2016.
I mean, they can win. They can win more than 9 games if Saquon Barkley keeps going off like he did and stays healthy.
I think Daniel Jones is a great quarterback. He just needs a line to protect him.
Yeah.
Great's a little bit of an overstatement. I would probably
talk about
definitely say.
Could you talk about the Ravens and the Jets for a little bit? Go back to that game.
God.
Yeah, that was.
Do we want to talk about a shit
Do we
show?
want to talk about the Ravens and
I
the
don't-
Jets games?
No,
No.
that
no,
kind
we
of
don't.
ex- it's the
The
Jets.
fact that
I would say it's
Lamar
the Jets.
Jackson turned down a big contract.
I mean,
Anybody could have beat the Jets.
I mean, to be fair, I was watching that game and not gonna lie, Lamar Jackson actually being able to throw to a receiver was definitely comforting.
Joe Flacco put up 15 points in fantasy though.
I mean, he threw for 306 yards.
370. Yeah, that's not. He threw 59 times. Jesus.
Yeah,
Good lord.
yeah, that's crazy.
You know, he had a rush yard. He had 1 rush yard.
There was no way the Jets were going to beat the Ravens. It's
No.
not gonna ever happen.
Wait, how did Lamar Jackson? 17 for 30, 17 for 30, 213 yards, 3 touchdowns and a
Yeah,
pick.
he did pretty good. That Duvernay caught 2 touchdown passes.
And Mark Andrews had 5 receptions for 52 yards. Devon
I mean, the
Achane had
Ravens
4.
are they're sneaky.
He was actually spreading the ball around nicely, actually, to his receivers.
If Lamar
actually.
Jackson can keep healthy, I think the Ravens are very sneaky.
Yeah,
Very good.
Lamar had his top 3 receivers had 5, 4, 2, 2. They all had above 50 yards.
The thing
each.
about the Ravens, you got to contain Lamar Jackson. If you can do that, then the Ravens are beatable.
It's easy to read Lamar Jackson, dude. You realize how easy he is to read.
Oh yeah.
The Ravens just got to stay healthy.
That's- yeah.
last
That's
year,
that's like a-
year they were down to Devonta Freeman, getting him up. Like I'm pretty sure a couple of injuries away, we'd have seen
Devontae
like
Freeman.
Frank
I haven't
Gore. They'd have
Devontae
probably
Freeman hasn't been good since Super Bowl 50.
No, he hasn't.
he
No, he
did
hasn't.
decently for Baltimore last year. I wound up picking him up in my fantasy team. He did have a couple of 100-yard games, so there's no fault to him. But it just seems like Baltimore's running back can't stay healthy.
Yeah, Baltimore can stay healthy. They're sneaky.
Yeah,
Right.
but
How about the Jacksonville? Yeah, let's go back to let's analyze the Jacksonville.
Yeah, that was a lot closer game than it should have been.
Jacksonville's a solid team. They're just young.
Yeah, they are.
They're not
Washington,
they're not great. They're not
Trevor
great.
Lawrence is not bad at all.
He just needs,
Washington
like I said, he
let
needs
them
confidence.
back in.
Yeah, Washington.
yeah,
did kinda
Washington
let
did good though.
Yeah. But Laviscus Chenault had a phenomenal game for the Jaguars. Chenault.
Honestly, which player out of that game surprised you the most? How well Carson Wentz performed?
Curtis Samuel.
I do agree there.
Antonio Gibson, had
Gibson.
a good game.
Gibson.
Yeah,
Dotson, the rookie,
Gibson had a good game for the
He got a lot
Commanders.
of
Curtis
fantasy
Samuel.
points for my other team.
Curtis Samuel had the first touchdown in the Commanders' history.
Commander's history. What?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, under the Commander's name. Yeah, I agree. I
Oh,
see what you're gonna- It's not the first touchdown in franchise history, but it's under
No.
the name Commander.
gonna
Yeah,
say.
exactly.
But
there
yeah,
an
that was a lot
interception.
closer game than that should have been for Washington.
Oh yeah, it should have been a blowout. Carson Wentz made 2 mistakes. He owned up to it. I saw the after game thing in the locker room, and it was really good. Carson Wentz looks like he's a good locker room presence.
Well, the funny thing about football, it doesn't have to be pretty as long as you win.
Exactly.
Mhm.
He got the
What did
game
Vin
ball.
Diesel say? It doesn't matter you win by an inch or a mile. Winning is winning.
Yep, right. Doesn't matter. Without 3 or 4 interceptions, as long as you win the game. Pretty much.
Anything else from the games? Definitely want to hit up a couple of the injuries. Kind of because these have some long-term consequences. I want to start off with probably the biggest injury right now. The injury that Dak Prescott suffered against Tampa Bay tonight.
I don't think that's the biggest injury, to be honest with you.
Mhm.
I think it'd be TJ Watt from the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think that's a big injury. I think that's bigger than Dak Prescott's injury.
I will call bullshit on you, sir,
Yeah,
on that,
about that.
because like
No, I would put the TJ Watt over Dak Prescott, but that's my opinion.
fair, and that's your opinion. But
I mean,
for
he
Dallas,
was-
like, do you really expect Dallas to win a game under Cooper Rush?
no.
I mean, like, Pittsburgh can still win games without TJ Watt.
I don't know that. TJ Watt makes that team. I'm going to say taking away Von Miller and putting them on Buffalo changed the Rams defense. And I'm telling you, losing a big star player like that changes the whole aspect of the way people.
I will agree to that to a degree. But what is the objective of winning a football game, everybody? It is to outscore your opponent.
Or defense, actually.
And defense
But-
wins championships.
So I agree with TJ Watt. TJ Watt was a good defense, so I think TJ Watt has a worse injury than Dak Prescott.
I mean,
quarterback,
yeah,
that is.
I'm not taking away that missing Dak Prescott is going to hurt Dallas, but I don't know if I'd put TJ Watt's injury that Dak Prescott's injury would be more worse than TJ Watt. I mean, I guess we can say they're both equal for the sake of
Pretty much, yeah. It's like 1A and 1B.
I
Apples
mean,
and
Dallas
oranges.
is losing a star quarterback. Pittsburgh's losing a star defensive. So both teams are going to be hurting.
Yeah, and unlike when Dak broke his leg a couple of years ago,
Right.
Dallas doesn't have like
Right. No, they don't have a suitable
somebody
backup.
that's they just have okay. We'll just see what happens.
Yeah. But
Are
are they really gonna? Are they gonna roll with Cooper Rush though? Is that who they're gonna roll with?
Probably.
I mean, they only scored 3 points in the Tampa Bay game today, so I mean,
It's Tampa Bay though.
true.
Their
Tampa Bay-
defense.
They're not that good.
Dallas scored
Vea is
on
really
their
good.
first drive and not any thereafter.
You can have Vea up in front and have a really bad offensive line or defensive line.
Yeah.
I mean, with Pittsburgh just, they had a lot of injuries in the game against Cincinnati.
Oh yeah.
Because not only TJ Watt,
New Austin
Najee
running back
Harris
Najee Harris,
hurt,
Cam Hayward, their star defensive player.
Yeah, so I mean, like Pittsburgh is going to have a rough go of it, but
I think the Browns winning was pretty.
I think honestly, did they start Rudolph or did they start Pickett?
They started Trubisky.
Mr.
Oh.
Biscuits.
I think honestly,
Mr.
give
Biscuits.
give Pickett a chance, and I think they can do good.
I don't know why they didn't start Kirby Pickett. I didn't agree with that.
It's because he's a rookie, and I think they wanted to go a little bit more trustworthy with Trubisky.
Yeah,
Which I get. Trubisky's a solid quarterback, but the thing is, I think I've loved Pickett. I'm a Syracuse fan.
That's
but
why why you drafted him to start him, not sit him on the bench.
Not necessarily.
Patrick Mahomes.
I mean, I guess there's a saying.
Aaron Rodgers in 2006.
If you put Pickett in there, you can't take him out. That's the problem.
Well, I mean, the Aaron Rodgers thing that was Brett.
Because you don't want to take a rookie off the bench, and if he's not ready, and then take him right back out and put him right back on the bench.
So I mean, that happens to a lot of quarterbacks, like Ryan Leaf and all these other quarterbacks. But I mean, bring up Mahomes. I definitely bring up Mahomes on that, because not only did Kansas City trade up with Buffalo to get Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
They sat him that entire first season that he had.
Same with Josh Allen. Did the same thing with Allen too, and then they started him in 2018.
They had Tyler, I think.
Yeah, they
Tyrod Journeyman Taylor.
I think Tyrod Taylor is very underrated. Even
he
though
really
he's
is.
older.
He's not a bad quarterback. It's just he's only
Last season he got punctured in the lungs.
I think that was Teddy Bridgewater.
No, that was Tyrod Taylor.
He plays for the Giants now, or the Texans.
Yeah, the Giants. He plays for
Giants.
Okay.
No, you know who? Let's go back to that. You know who's the surprising quarterback? I think honestly should make a return. I wish Teddy would. Is Teddy playing?
Yeah, Teddy.
Isn't he on the Saints?
No, he's with the Dolphins. He's backup for Tua.
Teddy Bridgewater?
Yeah, he's the backup for Tua.
I love Teddy Bridgewater. I wish he would get a
Teddy Bridgewater is very underrated quarterback. It's too bad that he got injured, and that's kind of where his career spiraled.
He was with Denver last year. Started the whole season.
That was Denver, though.
Yeah.
How relevant
Denver
is not that bad.
I mean,
Denver's not Chicago.
I mean,
Chicago.
Are they getting prime Russell Wilson, or are they getting an Russell Wilson? That's the question.
Well, that's Russell Wilson.
Well, Russell. No matter what, Russell Wilson's going to carry the team, and you know that.
I think so. If they're picking him to win MVP.
He's the captain. I don't know about MVP. I don't think he's gonna be that good.
I think he's gonna do the same thing he did with the Seattle and pretty much carry them.
Rumor had it Seattle has been wanting to get room since 2018.
I mean,
Russell Wilson?
I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Salary
the only reason
cap
why they
space.
didn't was because Russ has a no trade clause.
That
The
no
only
trade clause, and that I believe his contract
Been wanting
is
out of Seattle for a long time.
since he
Well-
won the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
well, I mean, to be
You-
fair, if you really look at like Seattle, like, are they really doing anything to kind of keep a nucleus of a team together?
Pete Carroll's gonna be canned if the. I don't think the Seahawks are gonna do anything this year.
Lock is not the answer for the Seahawks.
I mean,
he's
you
never
know,
been an answer
Seahawks
game.
It's not even Drew Lock that's starting. It's Geno Smith.
Yeah, that ain't gonna
Oof,
be good either.
oof. Oh man, maybe I should have gone with Denver for my uh
I mean, Drew Lock's
DraftKings
actually
defense.
no, Justin. The thing is with the fact that I agree with you to an extent. Drew Lock actually, to be very honest, most of Drew Lock's career so far he's been injured, so he hasn't really
Right.
been able to do much. I
Right.
personally think they should have started Lock because he has a better overall team. He has Noah Fant, which is one of his primary weapons, and was one of his primary weapons in Denver.
Right. I mean, I agree.
Yeah, and
I-
I mean he still has, and he also has DK Metcalf.
That is true, and Tyler Lockett.
and Tyler Lockett. So he has. Some people would argue a better supporting cast than he did in Denver. Even though I absolutely love Cortland Sutton.
Cortland Sutton's amazing. I love Cortland
Yeah.
Sutton.
But still,
I like Mark Rippon's. What was it?
Oh, that's
nephew?
hilarious. I like that photo.
so since we're on the topic of Seattle and Denver, let's kind of go to Seattle and Denver. Like we're talking about.
I think we should predict scores. Honestly, I think we should do that.
I mean, scores are tough to go.
I
mean,
say 30.
you know,
I say 34-31. I think it's going to be a pretty good game.
very brave of you.
I
I think
said
it's gonna be a laugher.
I said
I think
that,
that
34-27.
ends up being like 10-0 or something.
Their defenses, both defenses are terrible, and Denver has a terrible defense. And you know that. But so does Seattle. Seattle's defense has been terrible since they won the Super Bowl, and that's been a fact.
It's gonna be 27-21.
But it's gonna. I think Russell's gonna win in his against his old team. That's no doubt.
I think Denver's gonna win. Yeah,
Easily.
I don't
I
see
definitely think, I think Denver's gonna win. I think the score's gonna be about 26 to -7.
I like that one.
like-
-7's not possible, but yeah, it's the Seahawks still find a way.
No, that's like you're not wrong there.
Sorry, I had to try and do the Bears super fans kind of logic on that one, cause yeah.
I don't think Seattle's gonna score more than. Actually, I'll take my score back. I think they're gonna be 27-7.
I mean, they could shock us. I mean, good. We do have the Giants did win the game against the Titans today. Yeah, so we got that going on. We got that. So after a wonderful week one series of games, if you are in the market of sports apparel, link to fanatics.com. They have all your sports apparel needs, basically whatever you need. And clicking on their link helps get you free shipping. Gives us a little something, little holler at your boy.
Holla.
Holla, woo! But oh god, yeah, and I almost forgot. Speaking of holla at your boy, Tom Brady, nice, wonderful news. Apparently, this is his last season. He's had a lot of off-season drama in regards to
His wife,
his
Jill
wife.
Bunsen.
He's also in The Masked Singer.
He was very busy.
How the hell am I not surprised about that?
It was one of the commercials. It didn't really say it was about a Masked Singer, but what's his name?
It was quite obvious.
The goat. He was like, "Oh, that's Tom Brady." Right, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, to be fair, Tom Brady's been in the league for about 800 years. He's
time he
done
rides
pretty
off.
much everything
If he actually-
that.
Well, didn't he say this was going to be the last season last year, though?
Yeah, but
Well,
he's
he
an
actually
American.
retired. But I mean, anybody, like I think, like even kind of you stem it back like to Brett Favre. Like sometimes, you just gotta, as a
No one is-
player, you gotta push forward more. You'll just wake up in like late summer and be like, yeah, leaves are about to change. I'm about to play some football and, give me a championship. That kind of
If he
stuff.
wins and goes out like that, that'd be great. I mean, I'll be like, okay, 8 ships. Okay, that's cool.
I mean, to be fair, I don't want him to win the 8th ship. My bias as a Bills fan, like,
I don't
bugger
want
off.
him to win either, but
I don't want him to. Like,
classic John Elway, Michael Jordan-esque move.
I mean, I don't want him to kind of go out the way of Brett Favre just getting injured in a Bills game. But, hey, Arthur Moats.
Well, that's Brett Favre, though.
Yeah. So, other than that, we have one more game that we want to talk about before we, sign off. Thursday night game to start off week 2 between the Chargers and the Chiefs.
That's gonna be a good game.
Like game of the week.
Could be a shootout.
Could be preview of playoff implications.
Could be.
I agree there.
It's
That could
definitely
be
an
an
important game
AFC
to
championship
both
game.
teams.
3. I'm playing NBA 2K23. By the way, while we're talking, I'm like scoring. I have 31 points scored.
Tasking.
Right?
I'm playing Minecraft while I'm doing this.
Yeah, it's even better.
I'm strolling
this
the
new 2K23.
Microsoft,
Good.
the Xbox store, buying some of the games on sale. A lot of good games on sale this week.
Oh, yeah? The new
A lot of
Teenage
good,
Mutant
deals.
Hashtag
I
not
might,
sponsored. Mojang, please sponsor us.
that's not how that works. But hey,
I would say NBA 2K all day, every day. If they
2K Sports, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
it's like, oh yeah, who else is gonna like sponsor us if we give them a plug? Yeah, I got nothing.
on.
I was like, somebody rich, holla at your boy.
Holla at your boy.
We'll be your podcast sugar babies. Come on.
Click on the link down below. We have a link to our new Facebook page, and you can go over there, comment on the photos, posts, whatever we do. Email us. If you have questions, answers you need to, want answered, do it.
Yeah, absolutely. We appreciate any feedback that you guys give us. We're definitely trying to get better and things like that. We're all here because we absolutely love, me, I'm here, love football, everybody else is here probably, different sports as well as football. Absolutely, want to make sure, to try and be as entertaining as possible for you guys. We definitely appreciate you guys listening to us every every podcast we popped out. So thank you guys very much. Thank you Tim and Tyler for joining us.
Not a problem.
this time around, hopefully we get you guys again, more often. Um, you know, Justin, Ben, thank you always, for for
Right.
everything. And
Thank you all for
unless
being here.
anybody's got anything else, might be a good time to kind of end it on that. Remember to like us on Facebook,
We
follow
have a
us,
YouTube channel now.
yeah, well, we got a YouTube channel now. All right. So hit us up on the YouTube. Get us some of that YouTube money. Yeah, YouTube affiliate. Yeah,
Holla at your boy.
that's your boy. We'll take any company. Holla at your boy. Like, hey,